I'm Nancy from Black Sheep Knitting here in Needham, Massachusetts, sitting in the yarn shop, where we had a in the shop sale and an online sale, and we're just trying to put the shop back together because pulling all those things, especially for the mailing, and if you purchase something, we'll get it to you as soon as we can. But we're trying to triple check everything so we don't make mistakes when we send things out to you. But I want to thank you all for taking advantage, and we'll have a sale probably again in February. So, but I know that some people are inveterate sale shoppers, as am I. So thank you all. I don't have a microphone on today because we're going to do a little walk around the shop. We have a lot of new yarns, and rather than put each one up to the camera, I thought we would go around and look at them as a whole. Just a reminder, people are still coming in on Friday afternoons and Saturday afternoons. And you can come on Friday and just sit and knit. We were doing that for the Rebecca Clow knit along, but we're also, people now are doing the framed sweater. And we still have a few kits. And then on Saturday, Giovanna is here from 3 to 5 to help you with the framed sweater. So if you're one of those people who's just bought the yarn or bought it on sale, feel free to come in on Saturday, and Giovanna will be here to help you. She's already just about finished with her second or third one, which is shocking. And now she's going on to if you have seen the cowl that Andrea Mowry designed based on that same pattern design, she's starting to do that, and we're going to make up some kits to have here in the shop. So stay tuned to look out for those. Upcoming events are the Yarn Crawl, which is starting on September 26th, and we're putting together gift baskets or prize baskets. We do one on Thursday, one on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then a grand prize. And all the shops are doing similar things. We have, I think, 13 or 14 shops involved this year. I keep forgetting the number. And they will also have, I think, prizes. And vendors have been sending us great stuff that is going to go into those prizes. So you'll want to come in and register for the prizes. In our shop, I think if you spend $25, you get, every $25 you spend, you get a ticket to put in that day's prize. And then at the end, you can come back after we'll have a passport, which we've had in the past, and you get them stamped as you go to the shops. And you'll have a chance at the end to go around to the shops and see what their grand prize is. And you'll drop off your passport in the shop that you prefer. And then those get sent on to further prizes, which are gift certificates to the shops. There'll be more information on that. So anyway, we'll look forward to seeing people then. We're going to have a trunk show of Miss Babs yarns. So we have some new yarns from her. And if we're expecting a shipment from Madeline Tosh. I don't know if they're going to get here in time, but we'll see. If they are, I'll be showing those.
Any prize sneak previews?
I don't have sneak previews of the prizes on hand, but maybe I'll show them next week because I'll be putting together the prize baskets. So I'll show a few.
Just a sneak preview.
Enticements. So wanted to talk about one thing that Robin has been doing. She just finished a love note, and she finished a ranunculus. She's like a knitting machine. And this is a beautiful beautiful mohair from Miss Babs with not this, it's not this particular color, but she put it with an Allegria. And so here's her, my gosh, do you sleep, Robin? This is starting a Ranunculus.
Nope, another love note.
Another love note, excuse me. And so that's in our Allegria with the Miss Babs mohair. And oh, it's so soft.
These are for my daughter and her girlfriend.
This is for Robin's daughter and her girlfriend who live in England. So they put in a request, I guess. What Robin found is so interesting about the Ranunculus and the love note is they have a huge amount of positive ease. And Robin just tried this on, and this is for somebody with a 45-inch bust, and you knit the size 4?
5.
5.
I think a 5. It's supposed to be finished.
It has
with
a
49
huge,
inch. It's a large, so
it's got, 10 inches or more of positive ease. And remember, positive ease is the extra yarn that's, from your body out. And this looks fantastic. Of course, Robin's skinny, so.
Well, on me, there's probably, as you saw it, there's probably 15 inches of positive.
15 inches of positive ease.
But
and it just looks so cute. So I recommend this is with a fingering weight and a mohair. And this and the love note and the Ranunculus have been knit more than probably any pattern.
There's a reason why.
And what Robin says there's a reason why. So what's the reason why?
They are so customizable. They are so adaptable to so many yarn types.
So yes. So if you
and body types.
If you didn't hear what Robin was saying,
she did.
It's
better than you because we don't have a microphone.
Right, right, and she's closer to the phone. But anyway, so it is adaptable in so many ways, size-wise, yarn-wise, and it just seems to look. They both look fabulous on everybody. There are a lot of numbers of alternatives for the sleeves as well.
Right.
You can do short sleeves, long sleeves.
Right.
Anyway, it's still, the Ranunculus in particular, is still on.
So for this, what's so interesting with the Ranunculus, which I didn't know, because it's my first Ranunculus, it won't be my last, it will definitely not be my last, is that everybody does the same, no matter what size you're making, the yoke is the same.
Right.
So you cast on the same number of stitches, and it depends on what your yarn is and how, what your needle size is. But supposedly you just cast on whatever, and it is a tubular cast on that is so simple. It's a simple tubular cast on that works out just beautifully. You think it's not going to, it's a provisional cast on, but it doesn't come apart. It works.
Yeah, it works.
And then you adjust for the size after you're down in the yoke. So you basically dive in on a number 10 needle, no matter what you're doing.
The yoke is the same for everybody, and then it gets bigger as you go down.
And Midori in her pattern for Ranunculus allows for gigantic amount of positive ease, as she calls it.
That's
her
cool.
Mori girl
sizing. Mori girl sizing.
Mori girl fashion.
Mori girl
big.
fashion. It's the Japanese fashion, and Mori is M-O-R-I.
I think so, yeah.
Mori girl fashion. So very cool. So there's a reason why this is so popular.
And still is. It's like a top 10 bestseller.
Yeah, if you look on the first page of patterns on what's hot now on Ravelry, Ranunculus is always there.
Right. And what I found knitting this, the Ranunculus, is that it was like a really good book that you couldn't put down.
Oh,
it
I
was
like that.
Like so much fun that you had to stay up and knit 2 more rounds.
I haven't done one. I have a love note and a Ranunculus at home, but they were knit by Ellen, our knitter here in the shop. So I guess it's time that I did one, but I think I'll do a long sleeved one. And there are other patterns out there that are very similar that have the patterned yoke, which they're just fun.
They're just fun.
Okay, I wanted to talk about something that has come up, and I am slightly ill-prepared here because I wanted to talk about weaving in ends. And I have demonstrated in the past carrying, and you can look back to, with a podcast. And by the way, I think we're on podcast 170.
It's a lot. I stopped keeping count, but we have in our tutorials section on our website your tutorials, including how to weave in ends as you go.
So you can find on the website their tutorials. One of my customers said, "Oh, you never taught us that in class." Well, I probably did, but you know, not everybody's there every time. So, and of course, I'm looking for. I found it. So that's why we put, because you may have missed it or whatever, but if you want, you can look on the website and look at the tutorials. So I have a tutorial on how to do, to not have to weave in ends. You carry them along the back as you go. And if you follow Stephen West, he calls it Weavin' Stephen, I think.
He does.
So he does the same thing. But
well, his is slightly different because he
slightly?
carries both strands at once, and I find that really bulky.
No, I don't like to do that.
And I don't like that.
No. So, as you'll see, I finished, by the way, this is my Stratified by Tiff Nealon.
Love it.
And I had so much fun doing this. This hasn't been blocked, so it's going to be blocked. And this was one of my, if I mentioned this before, this was one of my yarns that I bought at Rhinebeck last year. And I vowed that in this year I won't wait until August to start doing this. I'm going to knit these yarns before I go back to Rhinebeck the following year. But what I did on this, in almost every case, was I carried the yarns along the back. Now, as you can see, these are longer little ends. And I was talking to someone yesterday, and we had this discussion about what to do with ends. Someone said, "Oh yeah, I just clip them right away." The problem with that is they work their way out to the front. And if you've had that happen to you, it's very annoying. So, and I learned this from Andra Asarts, who's our rep from Barocco, who is a genius, fabulous, amazing knitter. And she said, "Oh, you're clipping your ends too short." So I would have my ends probably about that length after I've woven. And you want to be very careful if you're weaving a pink, suppose you're weaving in a white end because you've done color work and you doing it on a pink, you have to be careful that that white doesn't show through to the front. And I was helping somebody the other day, and that's what they had done. And just another little tip as I do this, if you're doing color, when you change colors, you can do helical knitting, which I'll do a tutorial on that sometime. But when you're doing changing colors, so I've knit around to the blue and I'm going to do the gray. And what I do, this isn't beautiful yet because it hasn't been blocked, but what I do when I come around to the beginning of the round on the second row, I come down and pick up a stitch from below and knit that with the current stitch. And what that does is it gives you, and I'll show you the difference because I got lazy and didn't do it in a couple places. It makes a much more homogeneous, or not homogeneous, but an even edge. Transition, that's what I meant.
Takes out the jog.
Takes out the jog. Well, here I got lazy. Where is it? Somewhere I got lazy and didn't do it, and boy does it show up. Well, here's one case, I think, where I didn't do it. So now, granted, this is under the arm, or this is inside your arm. Doesn't show up, but boy does it show up in the middle of your back. So if your end of the round, and sometimes in sweaters the end of the round is in the middle of the back, what I would probably do, number one, is change my beginning of the round to under the arm, and a lot of sweaters have you do that. But if yours is down the back, you've got to do something, either helical knitting or you do that one where I did, where I pick up the stitch below. Otherwise, you have this thing that shows all along, this uneven thing along the back of your sweater, and you're not going to be happy with it. So now I have all my ends are basically woven in. However, here I am at where my bind off was. So I'm going to show you what you need to do with that. And what you don't want to have is 2 months from now, after you've worn this 20 times, you don't want to have an end hanging out. So what I'm going to do is I pulled this tight. Sometimes you'll have a gap and you can come across and grab one of the stitches and pull that tight and then go down. I don't have a gap in this one, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to give this a little tug, and I'm going to, if you have ribbing, which I do here, I'm going to go down the ribbing. So I'm catching the yarn going down. Another thing that you can do when you're weaving in, particularly if you have a plied yarn, stick your needle through the middle of it. That really anchors the yarn in. So now I might come across the little rib here and go into this side, and I'm going to go back and forth along this ribbing. What you do not want to do sorry, is weave it in along here, because sure as shooting that's going to come out and you're not going to be happy with it. The other thing is, you might get on the inside of your armhole, when you pick up stitches, you might end up with, and I think I've shown this before, a hole, because it tells you to pick up 6 stitches and you're left with a gaping hole here and a gaping hole there. What you can do is pick up extra stitches on either side. This is on where the sleeve begins. And just remember how many that you picked up, and then when you come around, you knit those together. But should you have that gaping hole, you want to, if you're going to sew it up, you want to do it nice and neat. And again, you don't want it to come out. So if I were doing that, I might come across one side and go to the other side and do it nicely and neatly in one direction, and then maybe weave it in another direction. So to wrap up, when you're weaving in, do it in a nice, neat way. Don't go over here and down here and across here. Do it in a very orderly, nice way. One reason for that is, so suppose you have to take it out. If you've woven it all over the place in odd directions, it's going to be impossible to have to take out. So I would just have a little method to my madness in that case. So just remember, here's one that I can show you how to close up a spot. This is not my favorite needle. I like the little metal ones, but I didn't have one handy. So see how there's a sort of a gaping hole here. So I can come across here to the other side of the ribbing, and I'm going to give that a tug, and if there's still kind of a hole or a gap, I can try to fill that in with another stitch. See how that fills it in? And then what I'm going to do again is go right down on the inside, and you just want to be neat about it. Okay, so I would go right down one side. I could come up a little bit. I could go all the way down here and then come back up. but don't come all the way up to here because that can work itself out. A lot of times, this is 100% wool, and a lot of times the ends that are on the inside will felt themselves together a little bit. So it's okay to leave, you know, some ends, but like these ends are going to go way down in here so they don't come out. And some of these I've already woven along. Here's one that I've wove on the inside, but I don't know, it might go in here a little bit and in here a little bit and then cut it. So that's the stratified sweater, and I'm going to show you some yarn in a few minutes that I think will work for it. Wanted to show you one whip that I'm doing. This is another one of my Rhinebeck purchases. This one was from Luxe Yarn, which is
another calliope.
This, and I'm doing a calliope, and I'm doing it with the Moondrake Fua Fua, which we're out of right now, but we have, I think, a nice replacement for it. So the calliope is here it is. I like the way it fit me, but I knit it, four years ago, during COVID, and I was a little bit heavier then, so it's a little big on me. So I decided to...
Maury girl.
No, it doesn't look good as a Maury girl sweater. Might have, but... and so I have, which is the front? It has a fair amount of, which is nice, a fair amount of short rowing in the back. And I like that because as we get older, we get that sort of hump in our back. And I have it more than most people. So I was happy to be able to do that. And you can, if you're doing short rows, you can always add more. You know, can go back and forth more than you do. But I'm quite pleased with this so far. So that's coming along. I wanted to show you something new in the shop, which is right over here. We have some new kits, and these are really fun. This came to us actually from Madeline Tosh, and they come in these great, so you get this great bag, and these will probably, and the bag is from Della Q. Who knew? But isn't this won't this be a great bag when you're finished? So it unsnaps, and the kit is for, this is such a, what is the word? Collaboration of things. So this is a cowl knit, designed by Gudrun Johnson. I love her things, but it's a really pretty mosaic design, and the kit comes with a coupon code here to download the pattern. So it comes with the pattern, and the yarn is, this is great, it's from Jameson's, and it's the Shetland Spindrift. So this one is 3 colors, and you knit it with Madeline Tosh. So how's that for a great collaboration? Della Q, Jameson's, Madeline Tosh, and Gudrun Johnson design.
Gorgeous.
So look at this color of this. It's the Tosh Silk Cloud, and this is called Pliver, Plivver. Isn't that gorgeous? So I think we have a second color.
Highlighted hair. That's what it
Yeah,
looks like.
highlighted hair, like mine. So I think this will be a lot of fun to do. The shops will be online sometime this week or next. I want to show you, there's another colorway. This is pretty too, I think. The mohairs are all the same on it. Isn't that interesting?
That's a little darker.
No, it's the same mohair.
No, is it?
Yep. And so these are the colors. Oh wow, look at this. So it really changes. And what's lovely, Spindrift is known for being a woolly wool, which it is, but when you put mohair with it, it's fantastic. So there are the colors with this. And do these have names? I could not tell you. But wait a sec. This is palette 2. Oh, these are so original. And the one I showed you before is palette 1. And it has on the card what the what it looks like. And so on the other one, this was the other one. It really shows you. Anyway, I think these would be a lot of fun to knit, and we have some other kits that I'll show you hopefully next week. We're going to have so many kits for people that, and these are all
We'll get these online.
Short. This may already be online. These are small projects that are good for holiday knitting. So I tried to get things that in the shop that people could easily purchase, or you could, if you want to gift for somebody, these are great things. And this I just love, comes with this great bag. We have another one that has a little bit of I think it has, it's the Lannis Light, small balls of Lannis Light. And so these just snap up, and it has this great thing. It's like it's like a dop kit. Isn't that what they were called, that men use? So I think that's really good. Now, what I'd like to do is we have 3 new yarns I want to show you. And rather than like flipping all the colors at you, we're going to go right over to the shelf and look at them. So one of our new yarns that came in, we had one colorway, and I forgot, someone emailed me about it. I'm going to have to look that up because she needed more. But this is called Move 8-ply, and it's about 330 yards, and it's stripes. And it is it super wash? This is good for socks. So it is super wash. And look at the colors. So it's a merino, extra fine merino. If it says it's muslin free and superwash. So look at the colors in these. So you want to do something really fun, and the gauge is, I believe it's 19/4 inches. So these would make a wonderful pair of socks, and it would be an incredible little sweater for a little boy or little girl, depending on what you want to do. But anyway, they're super soft and really pretty. The next thing is ultra alpaca. Now, we've had it in the past, and then for some reason we didn't have it again, and we brought it back, and these are some of the colors, and the colors are just beautiful. Some beautiful blues. This one's one of my favorites. This is indigo mix, and I just love this. So what was I talking about? Oh, stratified. So if you wanted to do stratified, look at all the colors that we have, and these are going to be online. They have another line of part of the ultra alpaca is the natural, so it's undyed fiber. So this is one, this is another one, this is called millet, this one is sunflower seed, and the other one is the white that's up there. So they are all natural undyed yarns, so they come right off the sheep. This one is called white. Anyway, there just is a beautiful array of colors. I tried to get most of the colors, but I think I probably didn't. So anyway, we have a great selection. I don't know why the phone is choosing to ring right now. So those are some beautiful choices for worsted, non-superwash wool. So I would definitely recommend this. It's wonderfully warm in the winter, and if you're a felter, it's good for felting. but I've used it for in some of my sweaters, and it's soft and lovely and fun to knit with. So moving on down to this part of the shop, we have this one is a brand new yarn, and Rowan has a new part of their company called Mode, and some of you may have seen the Mode books, pattern books, and I can't remember many of the yarns, but yeah, I think these are this. So anyway, this just came out, and it's called Alpaca Haze, and it is alpaca, wool, and polyamide. And the lovely thing about this is, those of you who don't like mohair, and you want to do, we have lots of patterns that are just mohair, but you can use this alpaca. And some people are allergic to mohair. Anyway, this is super soft and beautiful colors. So these are the colors. There's a lovely gray and a white, and this yummy pale blue, peachy color, and this blue I think I can see myself making something out of that.
This would be a beautiful ranunculus.
This is a good one for the ranunculus. And the interesting thing about this,
drapey,
yes, is the gauge is 24 to 18 stitches over 4 inches. So that goes from 24, which is a sport weight, and 18, which is a worsted. So you can knit, and I think I may do something in the future on the gauge range of some yarns. You can go from sport to worsted and how they look different. Maybe if I get time next week, I'll do that for you so you can see. And then we have one more over here. If we come over this way, you can see some of our online sale things waiting to be sent. And this is another new yarn. This is a new yarn from, and Agnes, if you want to come over here, you're wearing a sample of it. This is called Millstone Tweed. And here comes Agnes with this gorgeous sweater.
Yeah, I can
made
model.
in the Millstone Tweed. And somewhere there's a tag. Oh, and if you button it up, here it comes all the way up, but we'll have to look for the tag for the name of the sweater. We have a little booklet that has the pattern and a couple other really nice patterns. But this is a true tweed. It's wool, polyamide, and viscose. Very soft, and
It's not itchy at all.
it's not itchy.
Oh yeah.
Good. So look how cute that is.
And it's classical. Where's the?
Yeah. It's beautiful, and you can turn around, look at the back, the detail on the back. It's just gorgeous. So this gauge is 15 to 16 inches over 4 inches. So it's really what we would call an Aran weight. And these are the colors here. So there's great colors for fall knitting. And I know in one of the things Barocco sent us for their donation for the yarn crawl is a kit for maybe it's a hat and mittens or something in this pink color with the pattern. And then these are the other colors. This is a fun. And the tweeds have all these different colors in them, which one of the things I love about tweed. Look at that. I like that a lot. So those are some new yarns. I have a box in the back that's got some new yarn in it that I haven't opened yet. And before we go, I'll just tell you what I'm wearing. This is the Elton Cardigan by Joji Locatelli. And this is another one that has, look at all the positive ease in this. And it's really kind of fun to wear, I think. And it's a fingering weight and a mohair. I think this is alpaca 2, and this, I forget which mohair, but she also has a pullover. So I think it's this exact same, it's mohair, fingering weight mohair. Anyway, this is a fun piece to wear, and it's great in this sort of transitional period we're in between summer and fall. Today I think it's more like summer here, but not to worry, it will get cold soon. So I hope you have a wonderful week of knitting. Come visit us, come sit and knit. We love to have people in the shop. So Fridays and Saturday afternoons, do come in. And come any other day if you want to just come and have a peaceful place to knit. We love to see what people are doing, so come in and show us, send us pictures, and we'll see you next week. So have a good one. Bye.